Yo, what up, everybody? It's PG, and I am breaking down UFC 246 today, and we are going to be giving our predictions. So, I made this video a couple days ago, but I never posted it, so I'm going to redo it because the card has changed. We lost Claudia Gadelha versus Alexa Grasso. We are not getting that fight now due to weight issues from Grasso, missing weight by 5 pounds. Great. Weight cutting's hard, but we lost the fight. So, which is weird to me because I remember last year, maybe it was a little over a year ago, that Mackenzie Dern missed weight by 7 pounds, but it's up to the commission. So, Nevada didn't want this fight to go through. So, this fight's not going through. And I had a big problem a couple days ago with the fact that we have Sadiq Yusuff and Andre Fili on the prelims with the Macy Barber-Roxanne Modafferi fight, because I think both of them fights could easily replace the Oleinik Green and Kelleher Osborne fight on the main card. But they're on ESPN for the prelims, so I understand why they would want some marquee fights on there as well. It's good business, but when you have a Conor McGregor fight card, everybody's going to be watching the pay-per-view anyway. It's not like the viewers are going to go away once, the pay-per-view kicks in like some fights. But anyway, let's break this thing down. I'm going to be doing every pay-per-view in 2020, hopefully breaking it down along with some other, UFC videos here and there throughout the weeks. But I'm normally only going to do the main card. But today I'm going to do a couple fights off the preliminary card too because I like the fights. So we're going to start with Andre Fili and Sadiq Yusuff. I'm a big Fili fan. I like Fili's fighting style. I like Team Alpha Male as a whole. I'm a fan of those guys. And Sadiq Yusuff has been very impressive. I watched him fight a couple months ago. I can't remember what card he was on, but he did have a main card slot, I believe. And yeah, I can't remember what show it was, but I remember watching him fight a couple months ago, and he looked good. I remember watching him before that, and he looked good. He's just getting into the meat of the division now, and he is going to fight Andre Fili. Andre Fili has fought a lot of guys, Max Holloway. He's fought a lot of guys, and he's a bit of a journeyman. I don't like using that term because it's a little, it's a misleading term because obviously if you're a journeyman but you win 4 or 5 fights in a row, you can still win the championship. But the thing is, I believe that Sadiq is going to be more motivated coming into this fight. He is very much the hot prospect in the featherweight division right now. As far as like new prospects, I'm not talking about, Zabit and Yair and all them guys. I'm talking about new, hot, fresh off the press prospect. He's on a roll right now. What's he got? 1 loss in his career? Yeah, 1 loss in his career. Don't even know what happened there. So I'm going to go with Sadiq by unanimous decision. But I think it's going to be a fun fight, and I think it's going to be a good fight. And like I said, both guys have good styles. So I'm taking Yusuff there, unanimous decision. Then we go to the main event of the prelims, Roxanne Modafferi versus Macy Barber. Macy Barber is very much the hot prospect at women's flyweight. Macy Barber is gunning to be the youngest champion of all time. John Jones is the youngest champion of all time currently. Macy Barber is 21 or 22 right now. She may be in the latter stages of 21, or she could just have turned 22, and she is saying that she wants to be the champ by the time she's 23. I personally don't know if I can see her closing the gap on Valentina in that time, but that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about her and Modafferi. And Roxanne Modafferi, I'm not a fan of her style. I don't believe she looks too great in the octagon. She does have a win over Antonina Shevchenko, but I'm going to go Macy. I'm going to go Macy Barber by submission. Macy by submission. That's what we'll do. Next, we have Anthony Pettis versus Diego Ferreira. I think Pettis is on the slide. I think Pettis is probably not going to contend for a title again in his career. I mean, again, you never know, but Anthony Pettis has lost a lot of fights. I think the blueprint on how to beat Anthony Pettis is out there, just constant pressure. We've seen Nate Diaz be very successful in his fight against Anthony with pressure. We've seen Max Holloway break Anthony Pettis with pressure. We've seen Tony Ferguson break Anthony Pettis with pressure. We've seen Anthony Pettis not looking so good lately. He did get the win against Wonderboy, but I believe that Wonderboy was controlling that fight handily before the knockout, and it's mixed martial arts. You guys, you can't predict when somebody's going to get a flash knockout. You know what I mean? Like, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson clearly was looking like the better fighter in that fight, is my point. But, you know, Pettis got it done, but I just don't see Pettis getting it done here. He's returning to 155. He has been fighting bigger guys, but I think Diego's going to go in there and get it done, man. I think Diego gets it done by unanimous decision because it's only a 3-round fight, and that's all I got to say about that. So we're going to move on. Brian Kelleher versus O.D. Osborne. I have never seen O.D. Osborne fight in my life, to be honest with you. Brian Kelleher, I've watched him fight numerous times. So I guess I can't really give too educated of an opinion on this fight. But just for prediction's sake, I am going to predict that Osborne gets it done. Unanimous decision. This fight wasn't on the main card. When the Grasso and Gadelha fight fell out, I was almost certain they would bring Sadiq and Feely to the main card, but I guess either the guys didn't want to change their fight time or the UFC wanted to go in a different direction, but, you know, I got Osborne. Alexei Oleinik versus Maurice Green. Now, Alexei Oleinik is a very much a one-trick pony in the octagon. He is not a well-rounded fighter by any means. I remember watching Maurice Green on The Ultimate Fighter, and I think Maurice Green's going to win by knockout. I think Maurice Green wins in the second round by knockout. Because, you know, just Oleinik, you're not going to get far in the heavyweight division, like, just trying to grab guys and submit them when you're a smaller guy. He's a smaller guy for heavyweight, I'd say. Well, judging by his face-offs, he's definitely a smaller guy for heavyweight in terms of height and reach and stuff like that. And Maurice Green is a giant. He looks good, and I think that he's going to be able to catch Oleinik. I really do. Now we're at the co-main event. Sorry, I just got a text message. Holly Holm versus Rocky P. Now, this fight is a rematch, and I think most people are going to go Holly on this fight, but Holly Holm has lost a lot of her last few. Since the Rousey fight, she beat Correia, she beat Megan Anderson at 45, and she's lost, to Shevchenko. She lost to Durandamy, even though she really didn't lose that fight. I would have gave her the win, but she lost. She lost to Cyborg. She lost to Nunes, which are all great names, but, you know, when you're losing, you're losing. And I think that Raquel Pennington looked very impressive in her last fight. And I think she looked the best she's ever looked in the octagon, to be honest with you. So I'm actually going to take Raquel Pennington by split decision. I think that she has been able to close the gap on Holly. I think Holly's time is coming. how he's a legend in the sport. And, you know, I think that Rocky P gets it done. I got Rocky P. So then we go to the main event of the evening. Conor McGregor is coming back to fight Donald Cerrone. Now, where do we start with this fight? Conor is known for controversy. Conor is known for his post or his pre-fight antics. But the bottom line is Conor is an elite fighter. Conor is one of the best in the world at his weight. So Donald Cerrone, I would say, is there's like the elite guys at 155, and then the tier below the elite guys, I'd say, is Donald Cerrone. Like the title contenders, not elite, but like the title contenders, the guys who are genuinely have a chance to become a world champion. I think Donald is right out of that fold. I think Conor's right in that fold. So I don't really think that these guys are on the same level as in terms of like potentially fighting for a world championship. Donald has a lot of tools, but I would still say that Conor is the better striker. Conor's left hand is like a rocket. It's super accurate, and he has nice kicks to the body. No one ever talks about that, but he can kick. He kicked Diaz's leg almost off. He was kicking Chad Mendes to the body. I thought he was doing a pretty decent job of kicking Khabib to the body. And, you know, the thing is, people keep saying, well, Donald Cerrone could just go grab Conor and take him down. And and Cerrone is definitely the more skilled jiu-jitsu practitioner and probably the just better grappler overall. But the thing is, I watched Eddie Alvarez not be able to take Conor down. I watched Nate Diaz not be able to take Conor down until the last few seconds of their second fight. So I would say that Donald Cerrone, even if he tries, is not going to be able to take Conor down. Conor McGregor wasn't really doing a bad job defending the takedown against Khabib either, compared to the other people we've seen Khabib fight. But so yeah, I don't have it in my head that Cerrone can just take Conor down. Even though he said he wasn't going to anyway, I don't believe he could. I think that it's going to stay on the feet, and I think that Conor is going to handle this one. And I can't wait to hear everybody like, oh my God, Conor's back, blah, blah, blah. He is obviously going to beat Cerrone. Let's be real here. I'm a fan of Donald Cerrone if you like mixed martial arts, period. You're a fan of Donald Cerrone or you don't watch. So I don't want to say that Cerrone can't get this done. He definitely has a chance, but I don't see that happening. I don't see Donald Cerrone getting this done. I see Conor goes out there. Conor's not somebody who never really cracks under pressure. I see Conor McGregor going out there looking loose, looking ready, looking fresh, and he's going to knock Donald Cerrone out by TKO in the first round. TKO. I got McGregor by TKO in the first round. And, you know, he'll move on. He'll fight whoever he wants next. If he says a name in the octagon, he will get that name. We know that. So, you know, who knows what's going to happen after this. But, yep, that's my UFC 246 predictions. And like I said, I'm going to be posting this year. I really want to get this channel going. I don't know how many people are going to see this video because this is the first one. But I really want to get this channel going. I love speaking about the UFC. I'm obsessed with the UFC. I love this thing. So, like, I want to get involved. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but that's my UFC 246 predictions. I will be posting more videos soon. And, you know, I want to talk about a lot of things going on right now. So, like this video, subscribe to the channel. I will be posting, I promise. And have a good one, guys. Enjoy the fights.